7bet lažybos. 7bet. 7bet lažybos. 7bet. 7bet lažybos. 7bet.
Neatsakingas lošimas gali pakenkti tavo ir tavo šeimos geroviai.
Good evening, everyone. We are beginning the press conference with the head coach of the visiting team, Mr. Emporio Armani.
Good evening. First of all, obviously for us it's a very important win against a team that was doing extremely well in this beginning of the year. I want to congratulate the fans here, because every time you come here, you play in a great arena with great fans. It's very impressive. We've been already in Belgrade, we've been here, we've been in Munich, sold out arenas with great fans. I think the EuroLeague is showing something very interesting. I think after a tough start, where we suffered two things. First of all, we took us almost one quarter to adjust to the physicality of the game, and we struggled rebounding, and our defense was not at the level required. And also our offense, it took us a little bit to get used to play in the short roll in the pocket. After that, my players did, I think, a very good work in raising the level of the defense. I think everybody worked very well with the help of the big on their star guards, and rebounding came up after a tough, let's say, first half, where they got, I think, 13 offensive rebounds. And on offense, I think we had poise for the rest of the game after the first quarter. We scored almost 90 points against one of the best defense of the year. It's an important win. As you know, we had already 4 games on the road in this beginning of the season. We won 2, and so we move on, and we'll see. One last comment I would like to make is this: it's unbelievable, like this year, everybody has really to make a tremendous effort to basically move on from a victory or a loss. In 48 hours this year, everything changes. And to stay with your mind on what happened 48 hours before with this schedule is not good. So all the teams will have to learn, and this is the reason why all the teams are, like, in this moment of the year, that are a little up and down.
Questions?
Hello, Coach. Arnas Butkevičius, of course, was surprised today with hitting 6 threes. If before the game someone would told you that you would win with Arnas Butkevičius hitting those 6 threes, of course he's the man that everybody is risking in this kind of situation. Would you believe it, that man that you...
I don't understand the question. You think I'm here to guess something hypothetical? Honestly, I hope you can have something a little bit more solid. I'm not a person who can guess that. I didn't think before the game, hey, let's hope that the kid misses shots. I don't have any. My assistants take care about who's shooting well, who's shooting bad, and they do a very marvelous job in telling my player how to defend. So honestly, there are so many things in the game that are unpredictable every game that, you know, I think we work hard enough to prevent most of their scorers to take easy shots, and that's it.
Tomas Masiulis is debuting in a head coach position this season. What impressions did he leave?
I'm not here to judge colleagues. I respect all the colleagues. I think he's been a fantastic right-hand man for Saras. He knows he has a tradition. He's a man of the house here. He will surely do well. And his team proved in the first games that they are very well prepared.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
this was only fifth game for Tomas Masiulis, and you are a very experienced coach in the EuroLeague. What would be your advice for this coach before this marathon of the EuroLeague?
I mean, it's funny because us that we have a lot of games behind. If we win a game, we're very smart. If we lose a game, we are very idiot. So I don't feel like for 48 hours ago I was an idiot. Now maybe for 36 hours I just get the benefit of the doubt. So can you imagine giving advice to anybody? I don't do that. Sorry.
Coach, Vlatko Chanchari hasn't played for 2 weeks. Maybe you could just tell us what kind of injury he has and when do you expect him to be back?
Look, he's doing some examinations on his knee, and we will see in the next hours the outcome of this. A couple of specialists are watching him and checking him carefully on our part and also outside of Italy. And as soon as we will know something specific, we will make a press release.
Hello, Coach.
Yes, hello.
Does this victory bring some kind of salvation after last year's game, which was called Miracle in Milano, in Lithuania?
Guys, you study to make this kind of questions? You can connect. No, the salvation was last year. When we came here, we won last year in case. Yeah, but do you think that we can connect this game to what the game that we fucked up last year in Milano when we were up 25? I mean, you don't honestly, guys. I mean, is this the level of the conversation? Can we talk about the game? We had great plays from both teams on the court, and we want to be so philosophical to talk about the last year game.
So please talk about Giampaolo Ricci.
What?
Please talk about Giampaolo Ricci.
Giampaolo Ricci had a very good game. He's one of our two captains. He is an experienced player. He's a very good shooter. And tonight he shot even better than he usually does. I think he's between usually 35 and 38 point shooter from three. Tonight, I think with the good passes that the teammate made, and maybe he made himself available to receive the pass in an open spot. We were fortunate that he made 5, but he's usually a very good shooter for us.
Coach Quinn Ellis played an amazing game in the ball.
Oh, finally, that's a good question. Maybe we can connect this with the Punic War in the year 300. You know, when Asdrubal crossed the Alps and beat the Romanians, and maybe this is the revenge for that.
So yeah, he played phenomenal on both sides.
Yeah, he's a very promising player. Yes,
how
he's
do
an
you like
athlete.
his progress?
Look, we were, I think, very fortunate to be able to sign him during the off season. Very good kid, meaning that he works very hard. I think size and athleticism at EuroLeague level. He comes from a basketball family in England, and every day he's coming to the game very to the practice very ready to work. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but last year he had a very good season in Italy, being a rookie. And you know, I think he had in this first part of the year he had a very good debut in Italy. Was the MVP of the Super Cup. He helped us during the regular season games that we have played, the 2 games we have played. In the EuroLeague, it was a little bit of a tough adjustment. I think he took advantage tonight that he had even more minutes because Lorenzo is hurt, and that was the biggest news of the year, of the night. Sorry.
You talked earlier about sold outs in EuroLeague. Do you have an opinion that map of basketball in Europe needs to be reshaped in the coming years?
I think that basketball-wise, I think our own. This is something I always say. Our on-court product is fantastic. It's second only to the NBA playoffs, I think, for the intensity of the players that they put in the game, for the let's say the drama that there is in the competition. On the other side, there is a huge, let's say, business problem because everybody here is losing money, and we depend on either let's say multi-sport club that support basketball like Madrid, Barcelona, Fener, whatever, and then to the, let's say, goodwill of a lot of owners that put incredible resources in this sport. And So I think it would be ideal if we can plan something. And if the question is related to the NBA I think that it would be in our great interest to find a common ground and make sure that we develop a league where we can have the quality of the EuroLeague and let's say the attractiveness that a well-run business sport organization can provide that. It will not be. I think it's a long way. It's a long way to go. There's been 2 meetings. I was in one of the 2. In the other one, I couldn't be because I was with the team. There is a goodwill to cooperate, but there are. I think the NBA seems to be very serious in their plan, and my personal, let's say, hope is that we can find a common ground to develop something together. I disagree with my colleagues that think that they will come here to destroy European basketball. I honestly don't think so.
And speaking about incredible owners, how did life in Milano change?
Look, thank you for the question. It's been a very, very tough loss for the leadership, the charisma, and the love for basketball that Mr. Armani had. In terms of organization, nothing changes because Olympia is part of the company. It's not something that is outside the company that was supported. It is in the business plan of the whole company. Mr. Leo Dell'Orco, who is now the new chairman of the board and the new leader, together with the family of Mr. Armani, is a die-hard fan. So for us, in terms of practical life, nothing changes. But the sense of let me use the word loneliness, is still strong. At the same time, we have a great motivation to try to honor his memory, having the best possible season. Again, thank you for the question. Please.
And just going back to that NBA Europe topic, you mentioned about, you said that there is a good way of finding that common ground. So,
I hope so.
In your opinion, how do you see that partnership? What needs to be done or what needs to be reached that all those 3 parties, NBA, FIBA, and EuroLeague, would find the common ground?
I think, as you know, one of the things that the EuroLeague would like to be acknowledged is the possibility for all clubs that are inside the 13 shareholders to be part of this plan. And so that's, I think, an important part of the situation. At the same time, for what I read, there is also the desire of the NBA to have also other cities involved. One name, London, one name for everybody. I think that the plan. I think we're all thinking about the league. But I think that the plan goes beyond that because I think the important thing would be to organize all the ecosystem in a way that makes more sense. Right now we have too many competition. We have the EuroLeague, the Euro Cup, the competition run by FIBA is probably too many. And we need to have probably to put a little bit of order to coordinate the most important thing, which is the schedule. Because until we have players playing 100 games at this rhythm, I think you will never see. Tell me right now, how many teams of the 20 in the EuroLeague are with full roster without injuries? Maybe one, I don't know. So can you imagine all the players that came back from the Eurobasket and got hurt? And so I think it's more a plan, a complete plan, not only the main competition, And so we'll see. We'll see in the next month. We'll see. As long as there is a conversation, a fair conversation, and the willingness to put on the table the real things that are happening, I think we have a chance. And as long as we send messages through the press, or we don't feel comfortable, both sides, all the 3 sides, to put on the table the real situations, we're gonna have let's say, a very slow process that maybe will end nowhere.
Coach, one more about the game. Brian Dunston also had his own stretch in the 4th quarter, basically about the defense. What new things have you discovered about him during the first months? Do you see any similarities with Kyle Hines?
Very good question, because we joke that he needs to deserve number 42, because, it's a kind of sacred jersey, but he has a lot of similarity in the way he plays the game and the way he approaches being part of a team, the professionalism. He's a two-time EuroLeague champion. I think Kyle has 3 or 4, something like this. So we're talking about high-level players, team mentality, absolutely amazing team mentality. Honestly, it's an honor to have him in the team, and he's helping us a lot on the court and in the locker room. Very, very important presence in the locker room. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck.
And now comments from Žalgiris head coach Tomas Masiulis, first in English and later questions in Lithuanian.
First of all, congratulations for Armani on a good game. I think we start very well, but okay, we cannot say that very well because Arna scored a lot of a lot of these shots what didn't expect Armani. After we gain a lead, and after this maybe we start to thinking that game is over and the opponent is playing without a lot of players. So this is very dangerous situation for us and they come back in second quarter, and after it was tie game in second half, and they hit in second half some difficult shots, but they deserve this victory.
Klausimai?
Labas, treneri. 4 iš 5 rungtynių kol kas sužaistų Eurolygoje, bent 9 taškų skirtumą paleido, persvarą paleido, tai šiandien 16 taškų buvo. Kas sieja tos visus 4 atvejus ir ko reikėtų pasimokyti iš tų, kad tai nebesikartotų?
Visų pirma, mes žaidžiame Eurolygoje, tai čia rimtos komandos, čia tas 9 taškai ar kiek, ar 15, čia nieko nėra šiuolaikiniam krepšiniui, per 3-4 minutės tu gali tos taškus atžaisti, taip kad aišku, tu turim mokėti gal protingiau išlaikyti tą persvarą, bet tikrai žaidžiam su rimtom komandom. Taip. Čia tiek ir atsilekinėdami, tiek ir pirmaudami galim grįžti į rungtynes.
Treneriui atrodė, kad šią savaitę tie dalykai, kurie veikia per pirmus 3 turus, gal ne taip gerai veikia. Galima sakyti, kad čia yra dalis proceso ir dabar toks etapas, kai kažkiek iš naujo reikia mokintis, ką reikia daryti, kai neveikia tie pirminiai dalykai, sakykime, pirminės opcijos.
Taip, galbūt jūs ir teisus, ta prasme, tik matėm, kad abidvi rungtynės buvo labai fiziškos ir mumis išstumė iš mūsų pozicijų ir mes, mūsų gynėjai, negalėjom žaisti ten, kur norim, negalėjom taip lengvai judinti kamulio, taip kad ir tas irgi atsiliepia, kad negalim taip kurti savo puolimo laisvai, bet aišku, šiandien praleidom 90 taškų, tai čia namuose praleidus tiek taškų yra sunku tikėtis laimėti.
Tokiose situacijose, kai pasiūlo varžovai tokį fiziškumą, ar kažkiek turi keistis pati taktika, ar patys žaidėjai turi atsakyti tokiu pačiu ir dar didesniu fiziškumu?
Tai žinoma, mes, kai visą laiką sakau, jeigu tave lipa ant tavęs, tu negali žengti žingsnį atgal, tu turi žengti žingsnį į priekį, dar daugiau lipti ir šiek tiek pasigėdau, kad mes taip pat liptumėm ant jų ir spaustumėm taip juos, taip kad aišku, šiandien kitą gynybą gynėmės ir tikrai iš tų metimų gavom, kur tokie jau liktai ir buvo įmami. Vėlgi tą stepauto gynybą žaidėm, tai dėl to ir atsidarė tie metimai visi, taip kad aišku, iš Ryčio irgi nesitikėjom 5 tritaškių, žinojom, kad tikrai metikas, kad jis negali mes, kad jis turi veržtis, bet iš tos mano pasirinktos gynybos iš tų jisai įmetė tos metimus.
Arnas Butkevičius per pirmą pusę sumetė 6 tritaškius, paminėjot, kad net patį kažkiek tai nustebino ir antroji pusė, kai strigo puolimas, nebuvo minčių kažkiek galbūt pažaisti per žmogų, kuris gal šiaip ir nėra išreikštas skoreris, bet kurio diena yra, sakykime.
Ja, tai Arnas vis tiek žaidė ir daug laiko ir vėlgi jisai tuos metimus susikūrė, nėra ta žaidėjas, ant kurio mes žaidžiame, taip kad jisai, aišku, iš tų situacijų susikūrė, buvo kartas, sumetė metimus ir aš tikiu, kad ir mum, ne tik mum, bet ir varžovom buvo netikėtumas jo toks pataikymas, taip kad, aišku, kai kartas jis pataikė, bet kaip ir sakė, mes ir kaip tarp trenerių šnekėjom, kad tuo metu, kai Arnas taip pataikė, turėjom persvarą, bet mes nežaidėm tą, ką mes norim puolime, taip prasme, tai čia tik buvo kažkiek tai laiko klausimas, aišku, gal visi ir jau patikėjom, kad čia varžovas nukrojavęs ir mes čia pirmaujam ir dabar jau reikia mums kiekvienam imtis ant savęs kažką daryti, tai čia gal didžiausia bėda buvo šiandien.
Šiaip atrodo, kad Ignui Brazdeikiui tas perėjimas į kitokią sistemą galbūt kol kas pateikė daugiausiai iššūkių. Ko jūsų akimis reikia Ignui, kad jis užsidirbtų tą didesnį vaidmenį aikštėje?
Ne, visų pirma, tai čia mano sprendimas yra, mes turim daug žaidėjų ir tikrai čia, kai visą laiką, aš kaip prieš tai sakiau, kad čia nieko asmeniško nėra, aš tikrai, vėlgi norisi su gynybinė, šitas rungtynės norėsiu gynybą laimėti, taip kad ir Arnas ir Ūlė žaidžia tikrai neblogai žaidė, taip kad norisi vėl, po to norisi turėti ir bent jau du gynėjus aikštelė, tai natūraliai tos vietos nėra per daugiausiai, taip kad tikrai norėsim, kad visą laiką ieškosim kaip treneriai tos vietos ir tokia situacija yra ir su to reikia susigyventi.
Paminėjot Arną ir Ulanovą, ar galima iš to daryti prielaidą, kad Igį labiau matot trečioje pozicijoje negu antroje?
Tai vėlgi, mes kai turime ir Naidželį, turime ir Cisko, ir turime Maodo, vėlgi norisi, kaip ir šiandien matėm, palikom vieną Naidželį ir gavosi, kad mumis užspaudė ir ta pati situacija kaip ir su Feneriu buvo, kai Feneris grįžo. Su vienu tokiu tikrų balkenderiu žaidžiam ir jį užspaudė ir mes tada jau turim problemų išsivaryti kamuolį, taip kad toks vėlgi norisi turėti tos du kamuolio valdytorius aikštelėje, taip kad vėlgi visiems vietos tada yra žymiai mažiau.
Belgrade sakėt, kad galbūt buvo po pirmų 3 turų per daug pozityvo, per tos tiek metų dirbant su Šarūnu, tų situacijų, kai buvo, sakykime, tokios mini dobelės, buvo pasitaikę. Kas dabar yra svarbiausia siekiant atsitiesti ir nepalūžti?
Kaip visą laiką išlikti kartu ir nesvarbu, ar čia mes laimė ar pralaimė, taip. Gal, kaip ir sakiau, kad per daug čia mumis lepsino, gal tas tikrai nepatiko, neskaitau, nežiūriu ten smarkiai tų podcastų, neskaitau tų straipsnių, bet antrašės nenori, man irgi išmeta visur, taip, kad žinai, kad čia mes žaidžiam čia kažkokį kosminį krepšinį ir nenori tiem žaidėjim irgi kažkiek įsideda į galvą, taip, kad čia visi mumis lepsino ir tada toks gaunasi truputį, kad mes čia geriausi, nesame čia kol kas geriausi, taip kad ir šitą 2 savaitę parodė. Bet turim išlikti kartu, dirbti ir toliau ir kiekvieną, nes kaip sakėm, čia pergalė Eurolygų yra tikrai sunku pasiekti.
Dėkui.
Ačiū.
Ir nieks daugiau prie Arno neina. Arnai, tai dvi skirtingos pusės, pirmoje pusėje ir pats buvai užsikūręs, antroje visiškai paleista kontrolė. Ką gali pasakyti apskritai apie šitą skaičią?
Tai šiaip jau ir pirmą pusę blogai užbaigėm, jeigu taip šnekant, tai pirmoje pusėje gal ten pusantro kėlinio buvo kažkoks gyvesnis žaidimas, o paskui visiškai sustojom puolime. Iš tikrųjų neradom tų tokių kažkokių agresyvesnių veiksmų, kad įlysti į varžovų gynybą giliau, nusimesti tų perdavimų, išsimesti lengvesnių metimų, tai tas mums sekėsi labai sunkiai. Jie kažkiek tą irgi agresyvino gynybą, o mes neatsakėme, tai sunkiai tikrai atrodėm, ypač gal 1-1 žaidimas šiandien visai nesiklijavo, kur nesikūrėm jokių progų, o jiem atvirkščiai. Atrodė ir jau kažkiek pajutė tą žaidimą, sukrito ir sunkesni metimai. Ir sakau, tą jau baudė tada visi, kai pajutė žaidimą, pas jos kamuolys tikrai geriau judėjo, reikia tą pripažinti ir jie mus baudė.
6 tritaškiai iš tavęs per pirmą pusę tavo karjeros rekordas apskritai. Ar gali papasakoti, iš kokių situacijų kilo tie pataikyti metimai?
Iš tokių, kad jiem giliai į varžovų gynybą, kaip ir minėjau, ko paskui nepavyko padaryti, tai visi geri išsimetimai iš gynėjų pusės, man tik tai pavyko pataikyti. Tos metimus, porą dar sudėtingų įkrito gerai, viskas tvarkoja, bet iš tritaškių šnipštas galiausiai vis tiek pralaimėjom rungtynes.
Tai įspūdinga atkarpa galbūt kažkiek ir užliūliavo komandoje, neatrodo?
Nežinau, kaip pasakyti, gal tų emocijų buvo daug ir atrodo fanai kažkiek išsisėmė, nežinau, bet ką dabar neturėtų tokių emocijų. Tai čia krepšinis, reikia turbūt visko, tik tai reikia su to susitvarkyti, aš manau, ir reikia tęsti, ką gerai darėm iki tol, bet šiandien tas nepavyko.
Gianpaolo Ricci tritaškiais prapliupo, kas labiausiai neveikia gynybai prieš šiandien.
Tai neveikia tas, kad ėjom į pagalbos kažkiek ar ne, tokios, kai jie jau įlenda į vidų, jau turim rotuoti ir kitas dalykas, kai jau porą metimų pataikė, tikrai turėjom turbūt agresyviau ant jo eiti, tai nežinau, ar sakykime, neatsirinkdavom tų žaidėjų, kaip sakyti, pritrūko to agresyvumo ties rotacija ir jis tos tritaškius pataikė. Žinom, kad iš tikrųjų yra metikas, ypač iš spot-up situacijų, bet manau, blogiausias dalykas buvo, kad įsileidom per giliai jų gynėjus ir paskui ten tie išsimetimai yra jau ganėtinai, sakykime, lengvas dalykas ir tokius metimus jau pataikyti. Metikams nėra sudėtinga.
2 pralaimėjimai iš eilės, ką dabar parodo apie Žalgirį, tie pralaimėjimai, ką labiausiai norėtumėt pasitaisyti, pasimokyti iš tų pralaimėjimų, ateitį žiūrint?
Tai aišku, šitą savaitę tai daugiausiai pamokų susirinkom iki šiol per visas rungtynes, kiek turėjom. Daug prastų dalykų iš tikrųjų atradom ir manau turėsim neblogos video medžiagos, tas klaidas pasižiūrėti dar kartelį, pakalbėti apie tai, kad jų nekartoti ir jas išgyvendinti ateityje. Tai sakau, gerai 2 pralaimėjimai, bet iš pralaimėjimų turim pasisemti gerus dalykus ateičiai.
Ar nors pralaimėjimo kartelis, bet tie 6 tritaškiai labai retas, jeigu vienkartinis galbūt toks įvykis tavo karjeroje, gal galėtum papasakot, kaip per visą savo karjerą galbūt dirbai ant tų tritaškių ir vis tiek žinojom tą tavo etiketę, kad tas nestabilus metikas. Kaip atrodė galbūt visą karjerą tas tavo kova su tritaškio linija?
Kažkokia yra kova, stengiuosi, dirbu ties to, stengiuosi atrasti savo tą ritmą, dabar atrodo visai esu neblogos sportiniai formai, pats visai gerai jaučiuosi, bet sakau, šiandien kažkaip net nesinori po tokių varžybų šnekėti apie tos tritaškius, apie tą kažkokį pasirodymą, nes, kaip ir minėjau, iš jo naudos negavom iki galo.
Iš 5 rungtynių 4 paleido 9 arba didesnių taškų panašumą, šiandien 16 taškų buvo didžiausias skirtumas. Kas sieja visus šitus 4 atvejus ir ką reikia labiausiai pakeisti, kad to nebebūtų nesikartoti?
Manau, reaguoti galbūt geriau į situacijų pasikeitimą rungtynėse ir jeigu varžovai agresyvino, sakau, čia mūsų buvo antros rungtynės iš eilės, kai ties agresyvę gynybą mes tikrai strigom. Tai buvo pirmą kartą šį sezoną Zvezdai, kai žaidėm, reiškia kažko neįgyvendinom ir šiandieną, ta prasme lygiai tas pats dalykas, vėl agresyvumas varžovų mus išmušė iš vėžių, tai tokį dalyką ir turim išgyvendinti, kas labiausiai mums kišukoja šitas 2 rungtynės.
Ar kažkiek problemų sukėlė tas vėlavęs skrydis iš...
Ne, tikrai ne. Viskas spėjom pasidaryti pagal planą, ką turėjom pasidaryti, čia nėra ką paskryti šiek tiek.
Ačiū labai, ačiū.
Nigel, first thoughts about the game, about that loss?
I mean, frustrating loss. It's important to protect home court, so definitely frustrated that we didn't get it done. Just didn't execute, our game plan, especially defensively. We tried to do a couple things defensively that we haven't done this year, so it was a challenge for us, and like I said, just didn't execute. But got to give them credit. They made a lot of tough shots. You look at their statistics coming into the game; they weren't shooting well, and tonight they blew the nets off. So you got to give them a lot of credit. Just got to watch the film and get better.
First 15 minutes were decent for you guys, but what happened after the first 15 minutes?
Like I said, you got to give them credit. They responded every time. We felt like we were, trying to pull away or going to make a run. They hit big shots, and then offensively we were just a little bit stagnant. The ball kind of got stuck sometimes, and we didn't really play with our flow.
You mentioned the defense plan that you come up with before this game. What were the main ideas about this plan?
If you watch our previous 4 games, we were kind of doing a lot of, kind of weak defense, keeping guys to their weak hand and kind of staying home on shooters. And tonight we were, hedging a little bit more and, tried to take away their pick and pop from guys like Booker and Richie. But, then the other guys kind of got going throughout the game. So, like I said, something we haven't done, a lot this year and something that we'll learn from going forward.
You mentioned that the stagnancy in the offense. What could be the reason?
Again, when you're not getting stops, you're taking the ball at the net a lot, that attributes to it. And then just not executing, plays. It's kind of been a theme all year, kind of guys forgetting plays and, not being in the right spot. So, like I said, it comes down to execution, and at this level, the margins are small. So we just got to do a better job. We got to tighten up on both ends and, like I said, get better going forward.
We have to give credit to Arnas. 20 points in 9 minutes.
Man, it was unbelievable. It was one of the craziest, 9-10 minute stretches I've seen. He's been putting a lot of work. He's been shooting the ball crazy. So, happy for him. He definitely deserves it.
6 3-pointers out of 6. How it's tough, even for the guards, but especially for forwards.
Like I said, unbelievable. You always happy for a guy who works so hard, especially on defense. To get rewarded on the offensive end. So, he's definitely a capable shooter, and hopefully he keeps shooting like that.
Did you notice that MJ shrug?
Yeah.
How did you like that?
That's what he looked like out there. That's what it looked like. Like I said, it was fun to watch.
Talking about those 2 losses, what kind of things you can emphasize and what lessons can you take from them?
Again, I just think it comes down to execution. At this level, like I said, the margins are so small. You're playing against high-level teams every night in the EuroLeague, and the competition is, so high. So you got to execute on both sides. It's the smallest details, and that's what makes the big differences.
Milano was without like 3 main players, like starters. Did it give some easy feeling before the game?
No, not at all. I think it makes guys play with a lot of confidence because there's no one to come in for them. Guys know that they're going to play a lot of minutes, and it kind of loosens up that feeling knowing that you can make a couple of mistakes and play through it. I've been on the other end. I remember the COVID year playing a full Cesca team, and we only had 5 guys from the main team in Madrid, and we beat them at home, and it was just a free feeling. Feel like you got nothing to lose. So you got to give those guys credit. They came in and played well and took advantage of their opportunity.
Now Barcelona coming up, away game. What are the main thoughts? What are the main things from psychological perspective, to be better and to get that win after 2 losses?
I definitely think the motivation should be at an all-time high. You come off 2 losses, definitely the motivation to be there. And then obviously playing a super talented team at home with a lot of offensive firepower. So it's going to be a great test for us, and I'm looking forward to the challenge. Thank you.
I'm gonna go on the 7bet lažybos. 7bet. 7bet lažybos. 7bet. 7bet lažybos. 7bet.
Neatsakingas lošimas gali pakenkti tavo ir tavo šeimos gerovei.